Imagine a world where every tap, swipe, and like is more enticing than the next adventure or conversation. This is our reality, social media's relentless pull, shaping not just how we communicate but also influencing our moods, decisions, and even self-esteem. In recent years, social media has evolved from a simple platform for sharing photos to an all-encompassing ecosystem that dominates every aspect of daily life. From the moment you wake up until the last scroll before sleep, your phone buzzes with notifications, pings, and updates. You're drawn in by colorful feeds, catchy videos, and engaging stories, each one promising a little bit more satisfaction than the last. But what happens when this constant barrage becomes overwhelming? How do we navigate through this digital jungle without getting lost or trapped within its web of allure? The truth is that social media addiction can feel like an invisible force, quietly stealing our attention and eroding our mental health. It's easy to dismiss it as a harmless pastime, but beneath the surface lies a complex psychological landscape filled with triggers, rewards, and habits that are hard to break. Consider how your day starts. Do you check social media before anything else? How does this routine make you feel when everything is going well or not so smoothly? The reality is, these platforms are designed to be addictive. They employ psychology and neuroscience techniques to keep us engaged for as long as possible, using likes, comments, and notifications like digital lures that hook us in deeper every time. As we explore the secrets of social media addiction, it's crucial to understand how this modern phenomenon impacts our lives. From sleep patterns and productivity to relationships and mental health, the effects are far-reaching and profound. But there is hope. There are strategies and tools you can use to take back control and break free from its grip. Let's dive into these complexities together, understanding not just what social media addiction means but also how we can navigate this digital landscape with greater awareness and resilience. In today's world, social media has become an integral part of our daily lives. From the moment we wake up to the time we go to bed, it's hard not to be drawn into its orbit. We scroll through feeds, share posts, comment on pictures, and interact with friends, often without even realizing how much time we spend there. This documentary aims to unlock some of the secrets behind social media addiction and explore practical ways to break free from its hold. As you watch this film, consider your own relationship with these platforms and ask yourself, why do I keep coming back? How does my engagement affect my mental health? And most importantly, can I make a change for the better? Let's start by diving into what makes social media so compelling in the first place. The instant gratification of likes, comments, and shares provides an almost immediate sense of validation and belonging. These quick hits of dopamine can be incredibly addictive, especially when we see others seemingly thriving or achieving success through their posts. But there's more to it than just a few clicks and thumbs up. Social media platforms are designed with psychological tricks in mind, algorithms that keep us engaged for longer periods by showing us content tailored specifically to our interests and preferences. The more time you spend, the harder it is to tear yourself away because these apps know exactly what keeps your attention. Now imagine how this constant exposure might be impacting you. Are you feeling anxious or stressed? Do you find yourself comparing your life to others on social media, which can lead to feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem? These are just some of the subtle ways that social media addiction can affect our mental health. For many people, breaking free from this cycle isn't easy. We become so accustomed to checking our phones for updates that we often don't even realize how much time has passed until it's too late. But with awareness and intentional effort, change is possible. One key step in overcoming social media addiction is recognizing when in a world where social media platforms have become the digital fabric of our lives, it's easy to overlook how much power they wield over us. These platforms were designed to be addictive, crafted with algorithms that keep you scrolling long into the night. But beneath the glossy surface lies something far more profound, an exploration of human psychology and behavior. Imagine a bustling city where every street corner is lined with billboards, each one vying for your attention. Now imagine these digital billboards are inside our pockets, constantly beckoning us to connect, like invisible siren calls luring us back into their grasp. This constant pull can be hard to resist because social media taps directly into the reward centers of our brains, triggering a rush of dopamine every time we get that notification or see something new. But why does this matter? It matters deeply when you consider how much our mental and emotional well-being is at stake. The cycle of likes, shares, and comments can create an endless loop where validation becomes a source of anxiety rather than comfort. People find themselves endlessly comparing their lives to the curated perfection of others online, leading to feelings of inadequacy and dissatisfaction. The psychology behind social media addiction isn't just about instant gratification, it's also rooted in our need for connection. Humans are inherently social beings, and while these platforms promise connectivity, they often fall short because true human interaction can't be fully replicated digitally. This disconnection can lead to feelings of loneliness and isolation, even as we spend hours engaging with screens. Moreover, the algorithms that power these platforms are designed not just to keep you engaged but also to create echo chambers where your beliefs and opinions are reinforced rather than challenged. This can contribute to polarized societies and a lack of empathy towards those who hold different views. As individuals navigate this landscape, they find themselves trapped in cycles of confirmation bias and misinformation. The question then arises, how do we break free from these digital chains? It's not simply about deleting apps or blocking as we delve deeper into the world of social media addiction. It's crucial to understand that this is more than just a digital phenomenon, it's a psychological journey that intertwines our online actions with our offline emotions. Let's explore how these virtual interactions shape us and how we can reclaim control over them. The first step in understanding social media addiction lies in recognizing its roots, our human need for connection, validation, and belonging. In the early days of social networks, platforms like Facebook were designed to be simple and engaging. They promised a way to keep up with friends and family across vast distances. But as these tools evolved into complex ecosystems, they began to tap into our deepest psychological needs. Consider this: every time you scroll through your feed or check notifications, you are interacting with algorithms that are specifically engineered to keep you engaged for longer periods. These algorithms use a mix of content tailored to your interests and the psychology of engagement, like likes, comments, and shares, to create an addictive cycle. The more you engage, the more data is gathered about your preferences, making the platform even more personalized and thus harder to resist. Moreover, social media often presents idealized versions of life that can be misleading. Picturesque vacations, perfectly curated lifestyles, and seemingly perfect relationships can lead to feelings of inadequacy or loneliness when compared with one's own reality. This constant comparison is a double-edged sword. It drives us to seek validation through likes and comments but also leaves us questioning our worth. The impact on mental health cannot be understated. Studies show that excessive social media use has been linked to increased anxiety, depression, and even self-esteem issues. The pressure to present an idealized version of oneself online can lead to a sense of not measuring up in the real world. This gap between perceived reality and actual life experiences can create significant emotional distress. Breaking free from this cycle isn't about quitting social media entirely but rather finding balance and setting healthier boundaries. One effective approach is mindfulness. In our increasingly connected world, social media has become an integral part of daily life. It's hard to imagine a day without checking your feed or scrolling through endless posts. But what if this constant connection comes at a cost? The implications of social media addiction are far-reaching and touch on every aspect of human behavior, from personal relationships to mental health. Firstly, consider the impact on our interpersonal interactions. Social media often replaces face-to-face communication with text-based exchanges that lack emotional nuance and physical cues. This can lead to misunderstandings and a general deterioration in genuine social skills. People find themselves struggling to connect meaningfully outside of their digital networks. It's as if they're learning to communicate through the screen rather than interacting directly. Then there's the issue of mental health. Studies have shown that excessive use of social media is linked to higher rates of anxiety, depression, and loneliness. The constant comparison with others' curated lives can make people feel inadequate or isolated. This phenomenon isn't just a passing trend, it's becoming increasingly common among teenagers and young adults who spend more time online than ever before. Moreover, the addictive nature of social media platforms is designed to keep users engaged for as long as possible. Algorithms are tweaked constantly to maximize screen time, often at the expense of real-life productivity and well-being. The fear of missing out, FOMO, plays a significant role here. Notifications and likes create an almost Pavlovian response that encourages constant checking. The economic implications cannot be overlooked either. Businesses and advertisers rely heavily on social media for marketing strategies, which means platforms are not just tools but powerful instruments in the broader economy. This can skew our perceptions of reality, making us more susceptible to consumer trends and less likely to question their validity or necessity. On a societal level, there's an erosion of privacy concerns as personal information is increasingly shared online without full consent. Privacy policies often become opaque and difficult for users to understand, leading to potential misuse of data by companies and governments. As we've journeyed through the intricate world of social media addiction, it's clear that these platforms have become an integral part of our daily lives. They offer us a window into the vast and diverse experiences of others, but can also create a mirror reflecting back aspects of ourselves we may not always want to see. Let's pause for a moment and consider where we stand now in this digital landscape. We've explored how social media platforms are designed with psychological triggers that keep us coming back, whether it's the dopamine hit from likes or comments, the endless scroll through curated content, or the pressure to present our lives as perfect and enviable. These elements can lead to a cycle of dependence, where we find ourselves checking our phones constantly, feeling anxious when disconnected, or comparing ourselves unfavorably with others. But here's an important reflection: while social media addiction can have negative consequences on mental health, relationships, and overall well-being, it doesn't mean these platforms are inherently evil. They serve a purpose in connecting us to people across the globe, providing information at our fingertips, and offering support networks for those who feel isolated. The real question is not whether we should avoid social media altogether but how we can use them more mindfully. We've discussed various strategies: setting clear boundaries, unfollowing accounts that make you feel bad about yourself, taking regular breaks from the internet, and focusing on face-to-face interactions when possible. As you go forward in your journey to break free from this addiction, remember these key points. 1. Self-awareness. Be aware of what triggers your social media use. Are you seeking validation? Looking for distraction during difficult times? Understanding why you're drawn back can help you find healthier ways to address those needs. 2. Digital detoxes. Schedule regular breaks from technology, not just as a punishment but as an opportunity to recharge and reconnect with the world around you. Use these periods to engage in activities that bring joy and fulfillment, whether understanding the mind is a lifelong journey. Subscribe to explore it with us.